Hello, how is it going, everyone? Welcome to the second edition of Wrestling 101. And in this one, we have WWE TLC next weekend. So I'm going to run down the card and give you my predictions and why I feel that person would win and go in depth. After all, this is Wrestling 101, and that's the theme, to go in depth and to go more into what you usually wouldn't go into. So, match number 1. We have AJ, Layla, Kaylin. That's a pre-show. I don't really care. Divas Contendership. I'm going to say Oksana. I don't know, and I don't care. It's the pre-show on YouTube. If you really want to watch it, you can. Pre-show to me, I honestly don't really care about. But Big Show versus Sheamus for the World Heavyweight title in a chairs match. This is, I think, going to be very hard-hitting. It's going to be very brutal, especially with the usage of chairs and the fact that, Big Show's dangerous enough, but with a chair. Sheamus is dangerous enough, but with a chair. So I think it's going to be very hard-hitting, but I think ultimately, in the end, I think Big Show's going to retain. And the reason is because I think that Sheamus eventually will get his shot back for the championship. I think they might want to start phasing him out and possibly putting more fresh faces in it and kind of just end their feud already. It's kind of been going on for a while, or at least it seems like it. I mean, I'm not 100% sure how long it's been going on, but to my knowledge, I think it has been going on for quite some time, but I do think the Big Show's going to win. Kofi Kingston taking on Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title. I'm actually kind of surprised, because I wanted this match to be contested under maybe like a ladder match for it or something, because you've seen a lot of great ladder matches for the Intercontinental title. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon is going to be the obvious one that everyone's going to be like, oh, I remember that. But you've had a couple of them. You had Jeff Hardy versus Johnny Nitro for the Intercontinental Championship on an episode of Raw. Of course, now I won't be able to think of one. I know that there was one with Shelton Benjamin. I think he was facing Carlito, I want to say, for the title. I'm not sure. But there have been some good ladder matches for the title and for the Intercontinental title. So the fact that, they're not doing that with this is kind of disappointing. But I think that, I don't know, this one's tough. I'm going to say, I think it's going to be Wade Barrett, because they really need to find a way to really start pushing Barrett, and I think a major win like this is really going to be one of the best ways to do it. I've always liked Kofi Kingston, but the problem with him, and I've always felt this way, I think I've even said on here before, was that when he wrestles, I can't take him seriously. He jumps around more than he wrestles, and he's goofy. That's probably the best way to put it. He's so goofy just watching him wrestle. And I understand he's a high flyer, but the thing is with Wade Barrett, the bare knuckle brawler and all that, I like Wade Barrett's intensity and his aggression, and it's something that Kofi Kingston, they've tried to give it to him, but he just can't seem to absorb it and run with it. And that's why I think for this match, I'm going to have to say I think there will be a change, and I think Wade Barrett will win their match. Dolph Ziggler versus John Cena for the Money in the Bank contract in a ladder match. Now, this has a lot, and I mean a lot, of stipulations going forward. You have Dolph Ziggler, who fairly won the title back at Money in the Bank. And, oh man, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. And you also have John Cena, who had the Money in the Bank contract, who cashed it in and lost, and became the first one to do so. Now, immediately when this match was announced for Money in the Bank, when Vince did it, two things came to mind. One, big shock. I kind of pictured it. But the second thought was, I think this might be WWE's way of almost giving redemption to John Cena because he lost it. That doesn't make it right, and frankly, that upsets me, because here you have Cena, who's proven, no doubt about it, he's won how many matches, he's held how many titles, main evented so many pay-per-views. Cena's done it all, and the thing is, Cena does still have a lot of time left, but I think now you have to slowly start draining him out and putting a guy like Ziggler back in the spotlight. And I think it's unfair, personally, I think it's unfair if Cena wins, because I think Dolph has really improved on the mic and in the ring. With that said, I think WWE, looking at it from their point of view, not mine, WWE is going to give John Cena the Money in the Bank title, mainly because he could possibly find a way to use it on The Rock. I don't know how. That's just my opinion. I think that Cena will win that match regardless. Next you have Team Hell No, Daniel Bryan and Kane, and Ryback, versus The Shield, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns, in a TLC match decided by pinfall or submission. Now, I don't know how they're going to do this, and, the reason why I say that is because, do you have it an actual tag match, or is it a tornado tag? And I think that's kind of what I'm, getting confused on. But, I don't know. See, either way that they have it, you have let's go through here. Team Hell No has 2 former champions, plus a guy who's really starting to break through, and The Shield, who obviously they're upcomers, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns. Now, I don't know which one's which, but I know between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, both were in Ring of Honor. One of them was Tyler Black, and I'm just going to click on Dean Ambrose. John Moxley, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know. I used to watch TNA, not a whole lot, so I kind of know who they are. I kind of do, but with that said, this is going to be a very physical match, no doubt about it. I think that this is going to be a match that, and it stinks because of CM Punk and how he had to get surgery, and that's why he's not in it. Excuse me. But I think I'm going to have to give it to probably The Shield, because I think this would be a great way for them to really build up The Shield. I mean, you have a bunch of young and hungry talent who kind of, to me, reminds me of the APA, and I tweeted something about that during Raw. I see more of the APA than NWO, so I do think The Shield will win, just to give them the push, so to speak. Now you have Antonio Cesaro versus R-Truth for the United States title in a singles match. And, by the way, this is all according to Wikipedia on my iPhone. But, so I think R-Truth has really been knocking on Antonio Cesaro's door for quite some time now. And because of that, I wouldn't mind seeing R-Truth winning. But the question is, so far all my matches, I've pretty much picked the bad guy to win, except for Cena. And R-Truth, he's... I've always said this, and I do to this day. I think they dropped the ball with R-Truth, because to me he was a great heel, but they never had full confidence in him to fully give him the extra push that he really needed. Yeah, he had a little mini feud with Cena, but I'm starting to get off track. But personally, that's just how I view it. Is that I think he's a better heel. But Cesaro's held the title for a while, and he's doing this whole United States versus Cesaro. Excuse me, I'm so tired right now. And so I'm gonna have to say R-Truth. That's my opinion, and I think WWE will do it because, like I said, Cesaro's held the title for a while, and I think R-Truth, he really needs a title if he wants to gain any kind of stability. And what better way to do it against a guy like Antonio Cesaro? And I think that they could have a nice, long, storied feud if WWE pushes them right. And that's the thing. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. They've been very wish-washy, and like my iPhone case, that's a Game Boy, by the way. Girlfriend got that for me. But anyway, I think R-Truth will probably win that one. No question about it. Okay, last but not least is Team Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow versus Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio for the number one contendership for the WWE Tag Team Championship in the tables match. Now, the problem is that Team Hell No, essentially they were two bad guys being paired together. When you do that, there's a lot of things you have to take into consideration. I don't think WWE took into consideration the fact that Hell No was going to get over so much and the way they did it. Here you have Daniel Bryan who goes, no, no, and then you have Kane. Enough said. I think they meant for them to be bad guys throughout and not to be good guys like they have been. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's a who wins this, it matters on how WWE views Team Hell No. Do they view them as bad guys or good guys? Because if they view them as bad guys, then they'll take on Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio. If they're good guys, then Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. But I think my main point is that the problem is that Cody Rhodes just got off multiple injuries. I don't know if putting him in a tables match was really a good idea, but I'm going to have to say probably Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. I mean, and the reason why I say them is because you've built up Cara and Mysterio, but the problem is that they really don't have nearly as much momentum, and plus, with Cody Rhodes' new mustache and the fans chanting that, I think WWE might try to use that in a way to get the fans over. I don't know if that'll work, but it's, again, it's just how they view it. So, there you go. I have Team Rhodes Scholars winning, R-Truth, The Shield, John Cena, Wade Barrett, Big Show, and I said Oksana. Like I said, I really don't care about a Divas pre-show. For future reference, I probably will include the pre-show. It's just, I have no interest, literally no interest in the Divas division. So, but anyway, thank you for watching Wrestling 101, and I will see you guys next week.